Is losing a choice? Is winning a choice? See, I believe winning is a choice. And if winning is a choice, then that means losing is a choice. See, here's the thing. I think it's possible for anyone to win. There are steps you may have to take to win. But if you stop taking those steps to win, at that point, you shift from choosing to win to choosing to fail. So that failure becomes a choice. So that losing becomes a choice. That losing mentality becomes persistent. So then you live a lifestyle of failure. But if you choose to win, even if it doesn't happen overnight, because right now we live in a society where people love this microwave instant success, and that success doesn't come overnight. It's the persistence. You have to persist daily. It's the little small things, and there's a compound effect for you to get the major things. So when you start working toward your goals, working toward your dreams, there's a progress shift that happens, and that's a winning mindset. That's a winner. That's a successful person as long as they're making progress towards something they truly want to do. And I believe it was a famous speaker who said something like, courage is the ability to go from failure to failure without the lack of enthusiasm. Right? So when you're sitting there and you start going through things, I'm at the Porsche dealer right now. Start putting yourself in an environment that gets you to start dreaming bigger, to get you to start being around things that you see in your future. There was a kid one time, and he was walking out on the ice. He was with one of his friends, and while he was with one of his friend slipped right on the ice into the water. Now here's the thing, the kid had no one else around to help his friend. So he ran to a tree. He took a branch off of it, broke it down, and he ran back to the water. Now he's hitting the water, trying to save his friend desperately, just squandering around, hitting the water, pounding away at the ice. And then the ice broke through. He grabs his friend's hand and he pulls him through. And then he takes his friend, he pulls him to safety. And here's the thing, as there was onlookers starting to finally see what was happening, the paramedics, and they finally got around there, they looked at how thick the ice was, and they looked at how scrawny the boy was, and they said it was impossible. They said it was no way possible that little child could have broke that branch off, or that he had enough strength that he could have broke that ice. It was too thick, and they were hitting it themselves, a grown man, and they're like, how did he do it? And there was an old man in the distance, and he said, I'll tell you how he did it. He said it was because there was no one around to tell him that he couldn't do it. See, a lot of times you got to think about what's that conversation that you're having with yourself. Because a lot of times it could just be when you're just in a position where no one can tell you that you can't do something, that you really can do anything. So I was doing some research and about mental retardation. I always think I just like learning new things. And in the United States, they have a prevalence of it. But I was looking at places in Africa, and they have no occurrence of anyone with mental retardation at all. So I was thinking, well, is it the food? Because I know a lot of food has something to do with it. Or is it gene manipulation, GMOs? What is it? What's causing this? And I started researching it, and I learned that in their language, they didn't even have a word for mental retardation. They didn't have a word for retarded, period. So because they didn't even have something to describe it, they never raised their kids in a way that could even allow their kids to feel that they were that way and they lived normal lives. It's a mindset thing. So they could never even focus on retardation. But because we have that word, we have something to describe it, we actually will will actually put a ceiling over, children's growth and actually make them grow to feel mentally retarded, because we won't even take the chance to help them live a normal life. And it was amazing to just find that certain, these little certain truths out, and just realizing that thoughts are things. All right. So, today's message was pretty much have courage. Start changing your thoughts and putting your mindset into an environment that's going to help you win. Because what good is it at worrying? Like, where in life is worrying helping you win? See, fear is a choice, danger is real. Like, when you're worrying, sometimes worry helps when the danger is present. Like, if you're crossing the street, you better worry. You need to look both ways. You need to make sure there's no cars coming that can hit you, because that danger is real. That's when worry is good. But if you're starting a business, if you're worried about starting a family, like, that worry isn't serving you no purpose. It's just bringing you stress. Because, it's okay to mess up. It's okay to fail forward. There was someone, they printed in a paper, and it said, unless you've had one major failure in life, you haven't lived life. And they said, until you have a major failure in life, you haven't started living. So what failure are you having right now? Because, see, that failure is only preparing you. It's only growing you for the strength that you'll need for tomorrow. So today, take one step forward, a little step, and change one thing that you could do. Whether it be just reading a couple pages of a book, whether it be taking some action, whether it be encouraged on, pursuing a passion, whatever it is, just do one thing today. And then tomorrow, do another thing. And then the next day, do another thing. And then when it pisses you off and it hurts you and people laugh at you, do it again. And then when you start seeing people criticizing you and they're talking about you and they're saying you're crazy and you're weird, do it again. Because it's the crazy people, it's the weird people that end up doing something great. See, Edison didn't care what people thought about him being crazy. He kept on doing 40 different times. I think they said 40 or 40,000 different times. He kept making mistakes, and then he got the light bulb. See, when Dr. King was giving his speech, he didn't care about, if people would judge me, or I'm being a pastor, or people would say something because I'm being nonviolent. He had a dream, he had a passion, he had a vision, he had a goal that he wanted to acquire, and involved other people winning. So when you start thinking about your dreams and your passions, think about how it can serve other people. Because yes, I believe, we should definitely live a life of fulfillment. And yes, sometimes life will just, beat the living crap out of our dreams and courage out of us, and make us just want to live a life of quiet desperation, or just live a lifestyle of just getting through the motions. But really, what if today you could just take one foot forward? What if you just looked at somebody and said, hey, I see you having success. Can you just show me one step that could help me move towards some success? You know what you could do? Take one of the most successful people out for lunch, out for dinner. Just ask them, listen, I want to pay. That's on me. Because the information that you could get from them could shorten the learning curve for your lifestyle for years. So be blessed. Take one step. And today, figure out something. Write it down. Write down something that you're going to do. And then establish some accountability. Find some people that's going to hold you to your word. Keep you to your commitments. Don't just say you're going to do something and pray about it. Pray about it, but get you some friends around. See, the reason I say that, because some people, they get spooky on me, where they believe like, just if I just pray, it's good. I don't knock anyone's belief. Cool. Do that. But the reason I say that is get you some friends, get you some actual people, and get you a spiritual, because it all connects. See, there's even a time where, let's say if you believe in Jesus, Jesus was saying like, Father, look, I'm with them, you know, like, don't send me by my, I need, like, give me some people too. That's why he had 12 disciples. Think about it. He could have did it on his own. But he said, give me some people. Like, dang, can I get some people to ride around here with? We're going to spread the gospel. And he gave him 12 disciples. You know, he gave him people like Peter to be around. You know, and I believe God has a sense of humor, you know, like, I believe God is omniscient, omnipresent, immutable. He's all-knowing. He's everywhere at all times, right? So here's the thing. You know, you won the first race that you ever ran in your life. I can prove it. You can prove it. I can see you. You can see me. We're here. We're present. And the thing is, not only did you win this race, you also had 0 survivors left. It was a win or die for your first ever race. So you were born to win, and you won. But here's the sense of humor part. I figure if God's so smart, right, couldn't he have just sent 1 sperm cell? He could have just been like, Leo, go. Make it to the end. Do your thing. But no, he sends 10 billion. I think he wanted to have some fun. He's like, look, I'm going to send 10 billion, y'all. Whoever the best, y'all going to win. And then y'all going to start, you know, claiming dominion over the land. You're going to start living your glory. Like, you're going to start living with some purpose. You're going to show your greatness. He was smart. He was thinking, like, maybe one day they'll get it. That I'm giving them this free will for a reason. For them to understand that you were a winner before you even born. And when they figure out, like, oh, it was 10 million and I won. You were the strongest. You survived. So understand you're special and there's greatness in you. And today, make one step towards your dreams. God bless.